Hey Room 230, welcome back. This is lesson 2 where we are going to be talking about finding the area of a shape. We already know how to recognize a shape by the outside of it. How many sides does it have? How many vertices does it have? Now we're thinking about the inside of the shape. So today we're going to be focused on I can find the area of a shape. What does that word area mean? Do we remember? That's right. Area is the amount of space inside a shape. We're not thinking about the outside anymore. Now we're thinking about the space on the inside. In our last lesson, we talked about how when you want to find area, you're going to use a square as the standard unit of measurement. And we can find areas of shapes like rectangles by simply counting how many squares are in that rectangle. And then we can write an equation to match it. So the area of this rectangle is 15 because there's 15 squares inside of it. I want to point out to you before we get started on the lesson that in your math practice this week on iExcel, I want you to do a special section. So when you go to iExcel and sign in, you're going to go to Learning, and then Math, and then scroll down to Section D. And then scroll down, all the way to Section V, Geometric Measurement. And you can see the word area right there. These that have the stars next to them are what I want you to do. So this is more practice about finding the area of a shape. So your homework this week is to do iExcel Level D, Section V. Okay. So now let's think some more about what we did last week, or last lesson. I asked you to draw shapes with an area of 6 square units in it. And some of you came up with some pretty creative shapes. So we can just draw a rectangle, 2 different ways to get 6, or we can think about more creative shapes, like this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one is also 6. I spent some time making some shapes and I got pretty creative, and I drew this shape right here. Do you think that this shape has a area of 6? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this 6 and this 7? What do you guys think about this? These aren't squares, are they? What shape is this? This is a triangle. And this is a triangle. What can we say is the area then of this shape? Yes, I hear some of you say we could call it 5 squares and 2 triangles is the area, and that would be accurate. Any other ideas of what we could call it? What do you think about this triangle here? Is there anything you notice about this triangle? Yeah, that's right. That triangle is a square that's been cut in half. So we have half of a triangle here and half of a triangle here. If I were to cut these out, could I put them together to make one square? You're right, I could. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these 2 triangles together make 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the area of this shape is 6. Now look at this one. It kind of looks like a little house or an arrow. I'm just going to draw some lines in so we can see really clearly where the squares are. So I can see right here in the middle I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have a triangle here, a triangle here, a triangle here, and a triangle here. What do I do with these triangles? I can say the area is 4 squares and 4 triangles, but we're using squares as our standard unit of measurement. What can I do about these triangles? Turn and tell your person you're sitting with, what should I do about these triangles? What is the area of this arrow? I hear some of you saying that this triangle could be put with this triangle, and that would make one triangle, and this triangle could be put with this triangle, and that would make one triangle. So really it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a total of 6 squares. So the area of both of these shapes is 6. You're going to do the rest of that page that you started in your math workbook. And maybe you've already taken a sneak peek at it and noticed that some of these shapes are tricky. So this one is just a regular rectangle. You can do that. You can draw the lines in if you need to. And you can think about how many squares are in there. This one though, if you draw in the lines, you're going to notice that you have some triangles. What are you going to do with these triangles? What is the area of this shape? We have half a square here and half a square here. If we think about those triangles as half a square, then you can think about how to count them. Same here. Once you draw the lines in, are you going to notice that there are some triangles? So count up the squares, and then we see that we've got these remaining triangles here, and what are we going to do with those? And then here, this shape is a triangle, but what is the area in squares of this triangle? So your assignment for today is to finish this worksheet and get all 4 done. You might notice that you also have some grid paper here that's empty. You're free to use this to create some more shapes and figuring out the area. And also, if you go backwards, this is just an optional thing to do for fun, where instead of using a square, can you use a triangle to find the area? So if this triangle was considered 1 unit, how many triangles would be in this? And you can use crayons or markers to figure this out, but I see that I can make this shape into 2 triangles. And maybe you would color one color. Of course, you would do a nicer job of coloring. I'm just doing it in a hurry. And color this one another one. How many triangles do you see in here? 2. Yeah, so the area in triangles of this shape is 2. Do you think you could divide this shape into triangles? That might be a little bit tricky. You may want to use a ruler to help you. You could use a ruler to draw some lines and see if you can find some triangles in there. I wonder if I did it like this. Oh look, I made some triangles. So this is optional for you if you want to color these in and figure out the area in triangles. Okay, well I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at our math small group this week, and we're going to talk some more about area in our small group. So until then, I will say goodbye. Goodbye, room 230.